Many women feel disappointed at the total lack of chivalry that men display today. At the same time, men feel justified in not being chivalrous, claiming it's a result of gender equality. Today, I'm going to take a look at why men should consider giving up their seat for women, why men aren't doing it, and how to do it without causing offense. This video recently went viral because it highlights an issue that is decades old but still causes such strong feelings on both sides. We have a woman here riding a busy train, and she's standing up because there are no free seats. What she notices is that many of these seats are occupied by men, and while it would be traditional and chivalrous for a man to give up his seat for a lady, that's not what's happening here. So why exactly is that, and is that a problem? I think our society has lost a sense of community, and technology is a big part of that problem. Look at the men here, they are sucked into their devices, oblivious to what's going on around them. Maybe they even would give up their seats for a woman if they noticed her. I'm not saying we shouldn't go on our phones on a train, but remember to still be aware of your surroundings and look up once in a while. Now, a lot of men in the comments had justifications for why they wouldn't give up their seat for a woman. Let's see what they said. Chivalry is dead because women killed it, wrote one. Feminism, they got what they asked for, said another. A third person wrote, women wanted to be treated as equals. Now that they are, women are deciding they don't like it. And there's a whole bunch of other comments exactly like this that I won't bore you with. But there's a mindset here that I think runs through these sentiments. It's a mindset of scarcity, which believes there's a limited amount of kindness that one can disperse. Everything must be transactional, and no transaction is better than an unequal transaction. Here are some more comments. Equal rights, remember? Since women said men and women are equal, now enjoy the show. Then we have a comment from a woman who said, we wanted equality, we got it. We can't demand equal treatment and special treatment. And I agree, it would be wrong of women to demand that men should give up their seats for women. I think what the woman in this video was disappointed by was that among all of the men on that train, not one of them decided to be selfless and considerate. I believe that we live in a free society and we shouldn't be mandated to behave in a certain way. But that society can easily descend into a selfish, isolationist hellhole if we forget to look out for others. And being considerate doesn't mean you believe that women are weak or less able to stand. It can simply be because you're being nice. This guy, I think, had it right in the comments. I am an old guy, but I always offer the seat I'm occupying to a lady. Common courtesy. Common courtesy, exactly. Just like holding the door open for the person behind you. I miss chivalry and try to sustain it. For most men, it's instinctive. I think it's instinctive for some men, including you gents who are watching this channel, but not for every man. But when enough women chastise men for standing up, opening doors or offering seats, I can understand why men are no longer inclined to do so. I would understand this too, but I think this chastising is mostly imaginary. As you can imagine, I go out of my way to do a lot of chivalrous things, and I've never once been criticized for it or had a negative response. The comment ended with, that said, I'm glad most women still seem to appreciate it. I agree, and one of the things that makes me happy about this video going viral is that obviously a lot of women feel the same way that she does. If you're looking for a sign to be more chivalrous, maybe this is it. And finally, I noticed this comment that really struck a chord with me. All these men in the comments saying how women wanted equality, so now they aren't going to be nice to women anymore. I was thinking, and I have actually never met a high-quality, successful, confident man who says these things. I think it's very telling of the kind of man it is. I agree, and I think the more happy you are with yourself and your own success, the more likely you are to show kindness to others. I sense a lot of bitterness in the comments from these men, but perhaps they don't feel like gentlemen deep down. The more you can do to improve your life and feel good about yourself, the more likely you are to pass this on to others. Also, I didn't see this in the comments, but there is something that bothers me about these guys who complain. Are you such a baby that you so badly need to sit down? You're supposed to be a man. I'm sure many of these guys here complaining about feminism also view themselves as very masculine, alpha male type of guys, and yet they're complaining about having to stand up. It's like a man who would complain about carrying something heavy for a woman. Are you not man enough that you can just carry it and not make a fuss? Men throughout history, and many of the former service members who watch this channel, have gone through hell and back to keep our society safe. The least you could do as a privileged person living in a peaceful society is just stand up. And thinking about this put me down a bit of a rabbit hole, and I was thinking, what if there were a draft? Following this gender equality logic to its extreme, would these men want women to be signed up to go and fight at the same rate as men? Because that makes me sick. I don't want to live in a society that doesn't protect our wives, our daughters, and our mothers. You may be of the opinion that men should give up their seats for women, but you're hesitant because you don't want to risk causing offense. There is a small set of women who might take offense, maybe even cause a scene. But I think it's okay and actually very natural to treat women and men a little differently. If a woman asks you where the restroom is, you're going to point her in the direction of the women's restroom. We must be careful, however, to only do this in benevolent ways. What feminism stands for and what's good about feminism is equality of opportunity in the workplace, equality of political power, and freedom of expression. But as men, we feel a natural protective urge toward women, and in modern society, one of the ways that manifests itself is by offering a seat. So treating women with additional kindness doesn't have to be mutually exclusive to these more progressive ideas. And when forming your idea on how to be chivalrous in the real world, I would take online comments with a pinch of salt. There's a self-selection bias when it comes to the kind of men and women that engage in discourse on Twitter, Reddit, and other platforms. In the comments I picked out, I tried to find a balance of viewpoints, but instead, real-world experiences are a much more reliable guide, and these will differ from city to city, culture to culture. So if you want to remove any risk of offending a woman while still being chivalrous and giving up your seat, here's an idea. I think that as men, anytime the train is busy, we should just stand up. We don't have to wait for a woman to come and stand next to us. We can just leave these seats free. I think it would be amazing to have a society where this kind of respect and courtesy is just a common understanding and the default. Gentlemen, obviously I want to hear your thoughts on this topic. Should men give up their seats for women on public transport? Now, public transport represents a whole set of opportunities to be chivalrous and respectful that goes far beyond just giving up your seat. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see a video dedicated to public transport etiquette. In the meantime, you might be interested to see my video all about riding elevators. In this one, I explain 8 rules of elevator etiquette so you can always be a respectful and gentlemanly passenger. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow.